Any question? Nothing? Please, Denis. Heads. Tails. Receive. Okay, good match.
Here for Istomin. We're all set.
Denis Istomin to serve. Ready? Play. Love 15. Yep. 15 on.
Like that, though, they're the things that Tony Roche has been trying to get Lleyton to do. Jump on a few returns, have a good hard swing at it, be aggressive early, always can pull back when you're playing. Much easier to do than it is to be tentative straight off the bat. That's the team.
Oh. 15-13.
I like that play too. I always think when Lleyton's mindset is to attack off that forehand, particularly down the line and look like he's going to move forward, that's a good mindset to be in. And against Istomin, who's a big man with a long reach, but not necessarily as fleet-footed as he could be, it's not a bad play. Yeah, another good forehand. I like that. Not overplaying it, but certainly using good angle and making the big man move. And it's been a bit of an ordinary start from Istomin here. He's given Lleyton an opportunity.
Thirty, 40.
Well, good hustle from Rusty Hewitt just to make Istomin play that next ball, but he was quite composed.
Deals.
And not without some talent from the back of the court. Istomin used his forehand well and didn't overplay that, just realised Hewitt was moving across court. And a lot of safety factor in that final forehand.
Advantage Istomin. Yeah, Istomin
Survives a couple of break points. Istomin to hold the opening service game and leads 1-love.
First game.
Take a look at his bio. 26 years of age, currently ranked 43 in the world. Was born in Orenburg in Russia and lives in Moscow but represents Uzbekistan.
Probably the most famous player in Uzbekistan history, I would think.
Well, he's certainly been the most consistent. Won a couple of Australian Open wildcards through the Asian playoff for a couple of years and had some good results through that. If you take a look at Lleyton Hewitt, 31 years of age, 16 season, as we've already mentioned, edging up towards 20 million in prize money. And I know you like talking about the title, Spitzy, because you're impressed by the amount of actual tournaments that Lleyton's won out.
Look, any guy that's won 28 times means he's been around the spot probably that many times again. You know, a lot of finals, a lot of semi-finals, longevity, consistency of performance. He's been a great player.
Mr. Hewitt is challenging a call on the left far sideline. Ball was called out. Call stands.
Well, if you believe it or not, 1
15
millimetre
all.
out.
Mr. Hewitt has 2 challenges remaining.
Yeah, good serve. I like that into the body. He's a big man, and he tied him up in knots there on the return. Did Lleyton into the
15.
body, and then he's a little sluggish getting out of that pocket he's in. So Lleyton didn't have to overplay this forehand to win the point. I like the body serve against the big guy.
Forty, 15.
We've got a huge evening of tennis coming your way tonight with Serena Williams, the world number 3, up against Sloane Stephens. Then Andy Murray against our own John Millman. That'll be a great night's action. Lineup of the US Open champs, the Olympic champs.
Led for service.
Murray and Williams, that's pretty cool. Not going to happen too often throughout this summer. You're going to get them both on the same bill.
Both gold medalists and both US Open champions.
Game Hewitt.
Good service game from Lleyton Hewitt. Holds it 1-all.
1 game.
Peter Luchak on the left, Tony Roach on the right, and that's Brett Smith, who's a good friend of Lleyton's. He's from Adelaide, and that's Sean Cartwright behind there. That's Beck's brother. But Brett Smith is the son of Peter Smith, who taught Lleyton how to play. Taught a few old fellas back in the day too.
You talking about yourself?
I'd rather not.
15 left.
Well, you did. You brought it up.
Well, he was my coach. He finally got someone who had some talent. But
It's got to be good to get you there, that's for sure.
Yeah. Used to stay with Peter and Bronnie Smith in the
Third
Adelaide
sit-up.
Hills years ago, Shepherd's Hill Road in Adelaide, many years ago, and he had a huge influence on the game in Australia, you know, let alone South Australia. But teaching Lleyton how to play from a young pup is no mean feat. Oh, great backhand there.
Easy power estimate,
Yeah.
isn't it? Just he's got good timing. He gets a lot of speed
40
with little effort.
Yeah, nothing too flashy. He's just a good workman-like player, isn't he? And this is no effort at all, like you say, and that is easy power. He hit that hard without looking like he was trying to.
Love game for Istomin, and we're on serve early in the
Istomin.
first.
Istomin leads 2 games to 1. Time.
There's that easy power again. That's impressive.
Allow 15.
He certainly doesn't have to throw his body at the ball, does he? This long lever, the long arm he possesses, just almost caresses that, but it moves at speed. Well, I thought Lleyton would go down the line there and maybe look to move forward. Just rush that one a little bit. There's the box. There's Marinko Matosevic there now. Oh, wonderful slice. You know, the old chip and charge that we used to talk about a lot in previous days has almost disappeared out of the sport these days because you almost can't get enough on it. And the power of the ground stroker is so much, and the rackets help, the new technology helps so much with the passing shot that the approach almost has to be perfect, you'd think, to win. Great control with the forehand volley. Didn't try to overplay it. Good lesson there for youngsters.
Like the fact, too, that Lleyton's been pretty aggressive in the net a couple of times.
40-30.
He's going out after his forehand. It might have drawn an error, but he's got to remain positive if he's going to win matches a little quicker, and that's essential to going deeper into tournaments, isn't it?
It is. You want to keep these first few rounds, particularly the Open, in 5 sets. Don't elongate those matches too long. Need to stay fresh. Finish points quickly.
Well done. Comes back from love 30 there, Hewitt. 2-all.
2 games all. $15 left.
Well, I spent 2 years around about the end of April and May, the last 2 years, helping Lleyton get going again after operations on his feet. And gee, no one's been more diligent in rehab and that toe operation that he had. That toe was a mess.
40 left.
Nobody realised how much pain he played in and through during the Australian Open last year.
Well, there's no doubt you would enjoy the pain-free scenario, and you can understand him enjoying his tennis a lot more.
He's endured a few operations, though. He's had both hips done, foot done.
40-15.
And I think for some of us, we've often wondered how he's kept the motivation to absorb all of that and be out here and wanting to do so well, but he's just that absolute fighter.
Well, 40-30.
Well, if you can get the big man to move out of his comfort zone, it's a whole new ball game. I mean, if the ball is within his reach and in his swinging zone, he's dangerous, no doubt. But last 2 points, the first at 40-15, Lleyton hit a terrific deep return that caught Istomin a little bit by surprise. And then this time he makes him move a couple of extra steps wide to his forehand and causes the error.
Istomin.
Is that worth the challenge? I guess not. Big serve, though, isn't it?
2:04 on the clock. Istomin hangs on. It's on serve, 3-2, opening set.
Istomin leads 3 games to 2.
Let's see. Lleyton.
Time.
Watch the intensity in that face. Lleyton Hewitt trailing 2-3 in the opening set here of the Brisbane International. It's the second round. Looking for a place in the quarterfinals. A potential matchup between Andy Murray or John Millman. They play tonight. We'll have that live for you here. Sits on that second serve from Hewitt, doesn't he? He knows where it's going, waiting for that forehand.
Well, it's common knowledge that Lleyton will go there a lot more than most players. He likes fading that second ball wide. Oh, he hits the first one out there 50% of the time too. No, it wasn't a bad serve. It's just a long arm. It reached it easily.
Oh, I'm sure Hewitt's aware. He's played Istomin a couple of times. Is breaking down the forehand already in the last couple of games. He's directing a lot of traffic there. It's drawing some unforced errors. The backhand's the more consistent wing.
30-15, correction, all good. On the line, yeah, on the line. Start on the line. You want a challenge? Mr. Istomin is challenging a call on a left knee.
Okay.
Was called good.
Well, the man with a Hollywood smile, Damien Stano, in the chair, he was pretty adamant that was good. Come on, show us the smile. Where is he? The other day,
30-15,
he
Mr. Istomin has 2 challenges remaining.
he was very happy with one of his calls the other day.
Was he?
Oh, yeah.
$40-15. Game, Hewitt.
Hewitt holds, and we're level at 3-all in the first set.
3 games all.
Been a good player, Meltzer, hasn't he? He sneaked into that top 10 for a short period of time. But, you know, this young David Goffin, wow, I like him. Only seen him play one match, but he was impressive the other day, and beautiful timer of the ball. Good to see some new faces. There's that easy power. No effort at all, it seems, from Istomin.
30-love.
And again,
40-love.
he's got a very strong, accurate first serve, and that's setting up the points well. Lleyton not able to move Istomin around the court. Can't get the first hit in the rally at all. That ball, that's dropped too short, middle of the court on the service line. That should be punished, that one. And a love game for Denis Istomin. He leads 4-3.
New balls, please. Istomin leads 4 games to 3.
We're all driven by feelings. The most powerful feelings are the ones you never expect.
Time.
Welcome back to the Brisbane International. Lleyton Hewitt trailing 3-4. Shows Denis Istomin the new balls. He's so reminiscent of Jimmy Connors in a lot of ways, Lleyton. He's got a great overhead, doesn't miss overheads, but he's hesitant at times to go back and hit a conventional one. He went with the sky hook there on that lob. Connors was similar in that way.
big point, that one. Really understood the relevance there. You got a little bit of a verbal from Lleyton there at the end. He knew how important it was to hold this point.
15 all.
It worries me a bit though. If Istomin gets a free hit at the ball early in the rally, he can hurt you. Keep him off balance if possible.
Red for service.
There's the body serve again.
30-50.
And I think pretty logical that Lleyton would use that a lot. I mean, his second serve is not big enough to serve Istomin off the court with. He'll fade a few out wide to the forehand, but I think the body serve is probably his best alternative. And at least you might get the odd free point like that, or draw a short return.
30 all.
And he pressed on that one. He went for a bit more.
First double for Lleyton, going along with 2 aces.
Too good. And that's where it frightens me a little bit, because if you just rally with Istomin, at some stage he's going to get that big frame into position, and he doesn't seem to hesitate. As soon as he gets the right ball to hit, plenty of room, and there's a gap down the line, he's prepared to go for it.
Break point. Well played.
That's the way to play. You have no alternative if you're Lleyton. If you get that short ball, you've got to go after that forehand, particularly down the line.
Yes.
And to get it close enough to the line, at the very worst, you're going to get a pretty simple volley. So, good tactical play.
Advantage Hewitt.
Stays off the break point, Hewitt. It's 4-all.
Four games all.
Can he ride the momentum? He got out of trouble there in that last game.
Love 15.
Love him to just keep pressure on, just be a little more positive through the ground strokes, keep the speed up on them.
Wait, please.
I don't mind that play at all, because he's so good and accurate with that off forehand, but I think the serve maybe just surprised me a bit, jumped a little bit more than he thought, and just jammed him under the right-hand wing there. he's challenged. That's a big risk.
And I think a mistake from the angle that we sit in the commentary position. We look right down that line.
He waited for the umpire to call it and didn't, and then realised he was out of.
No, he's right.
Call overturn.
Yeah.
30-15.
Interesting.
He's kind of annoyed with the umpire for not overruling, but that's what the challenge system's there for. You can do it, Dennis. Well done. You got the right call.
That's first service.
Yeah, but he was making his point, wasn't he? He was, you know, the umpire's not there just to let the technology. The umpire's there to make the call, but it was close. You know, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt there. Tough one to call, and you got to be sure to overrule it.
$40-15.
A lot of quick free points, isn't there, for Istomin off that serve? 190s, 200 all the time, placed near the line. That was a balloon popping.
There's a big arc on that serve and a big follow through, and he's a big man. So anything that gets back to him very quickly can draw an immediate error. If Lleyton Hewitt can attack on that second serve a bit more, get the ball back fast. It's tough to do off a serve like that.
Istomin.
Sure is. Istomin holds. No breaks so far. 5-4 in the first.
Istomin leads 5-4. Time.
This was the sky hook smash from Lleyton Hewitt. Do you call him a modern day Jimmy? Fitzy, you knew Jimmy well. You played a lot against him.
Oh, hated playing Jimmy Connors. He was difficult.
A lot of people hate playing Lleyton too. Another thing that they both, one does still so well is their footwork, the adjusting steps. So
15
you hear them shuffling and squeaking the whole time. Great. No one better than either of them, I don't think, at that type of movement.
Well, he hit it in the tape, but at least there was some form of racket head speed there.
There was a forehand a little early in the rally that he could have done more with, and didn't get it close enough to the line, didn't keep Istomin pushing through the baseline.
Yeah, I think it's important, everyone knows it and Lleyton knows it, to accelerate the racket head speed is very important for him, because then he's very positive. If he goes into his shell and decelerates a little bit, that's where he can get into trouble, especially against these guys who can generate speed. Because by decelerating, you don't get enough forward motion on the ball, and it just gives the opposition plenty of time to get into position. And once they're set, yeah, they can all generate a lot of power. So if he accelerates his racket head, he can keep those guys, especially the big guy like this, just on the back foot and off balance a little bit. Oh, gee, a big miss. Well, he knows how important that was. That was a golden opportunity to bring up 2 set points for Istomin. He did the right thing with the backhand. Gets the easy forehand. We just talked about it. He had plenty of time to get into position after that shot, and he just overplays it. That's a relief for Lleyton.
Oh, good second serve. He went to the one he favours, but he got it close to the line.
40-30.
When he misses Lleyton, most of the time it's in the net, isn't it?
He's a low trajectory player, flat ball hitter. He's never been one to have masses of topspin, so tough for him to change that type of stroke at this stage of his career.
Oh, it is. It is. But a bit more depth, a little bit more height.
A bit more margin would be good.
Skyhook. Not your orthodox smash, is it?
No, because this was fairly simple, conventional smash, but still goes for that. Puts it away, though. Well done. Good to see him aggressive.
And Hewitt.
Tough game, but Hewitt holds for 5-all.
5 games all.
It's obviously tough to get in. We've talked a lot about how difficult it is to come forward into the net because the passing shot's being so good. But Lleyton's been in 4 times, won 4 points.
Well, normally he'll want to come in after he hits the forehand, like drives it. I always thought he could come over the backhand more aggressively to and go in a lot more. He does that when he's really confident, but just to slice the backhand and go in behind it these days is pretty tough.
15 love.
I feel like a sitting duck there at the net, the way these guys wind up and hit their passes.
Similar to you, just coming in off a second serve.
Oh, that's unkind.
Sorry.
30 love.
Have you ever heard about living in a glass house?
Yes, I have. Good serving from Istomin, though.
So Istomin probably holding, you know, fractionally easier, I think, in this opening set.
That's his 3rd love service game, and he's ahead 6-5 first set.
Istomin leads 6 games to 5. Time.
Lleyton Hewitt coming back out now to serve to take the first set into a tiebreaker.
Led for service.
Good sign today, Fitzy. First serve percentage for Lleyton at 67%.
15 left.
That's a good number for him. He is often around 50% or worse. His first match he didn't serve particularly well.
And that's a good reason there to get your first serve in.
15.
This one only 139.
It's a good placement, though.
Not a bad second serve, but geez, he's an imposing figure, isn't he, when he stands in, Istomin? So again, trailing on serve, and the pressure's mounting here.
Keeping updated around the ground. Scores from the outside court. Melts ahead by a set, 4-all. Against Gofun. Oh dear. Okay.
Well, that's un-Lleyton Hewitt-like, isn't it?
That was
15,
that one.
14.
Just to give away a free point there. That was a simple forehand. He tried to go too close to the line. And this has been building a little bit over the last few service games of Lleyton's.
Istomin's had 2 break points leading in. 2 more here. They're set points. And 3 forehands in a row off the Hewitt racket. Give Istomin the opening set in 45 minutes. He takes it 7-5.
Time. Second set. Love 15.
It was a rather flat ending to the end of that first set, wasn't it, from Hewitt? Not what we were expecting. We normally see him fire up around those particular times, and he wasn't able to do it.
Yeah, when it really matters, you see the adrenaline kick in. It was very flat, wasn't it? And
Let for service.
That's the coach of Denis Istomin, his mum, Claudia. They travelled his entire career together. Now, if I could have
15,
I was
13.
watching that travelling 26 with mum might have been quite tough every week on the road. Hi, mum.
what are you saying?
It's a good effort by both of them. And the big difference so far throughout this match is the 3 points between the two. Istomin gets 2 to 3 a game.
Well, all of a sudden, Istomin, I think, lost a little bit of concentration here. Sprays a couple. That one was a shot at 30 all. It was probably debatable. I think he went for a low percentage winner down the line off a tough ball. So Lleyton's got an opening here. Seemed to miss his footing there.
Well, he often has trouble feeling the ball or the foot where he had the operation on. It's all the nerve endings are dead. There's nothing there. So pushing off there sometimes can feel, or it doesn't feel. It's odd. He's had to really relearn where that foot is the whole time. Thus, he had a bit of trouble on the clay courts when he went back because he wasn't able to feel himself dig into the court and actually drive through with the leg.
Couldn't feel where the slide was starting.
Yeah. The other part, when he came back from that surgery that was difficult, was the serve. For the same reason, you get into that motion where you bring your back foot down and you bend the knees, get ready to drive through, and he couldn't feel where the foot was driving from.
There's Jimmy Connors you talked about. Look at the footwork. Beautiful. No wonder those toes take a pounding, though.
Let for service.
Absolutely.
Advantage Istomin.
He's a big man. No wonder he gets some angle out there, short and wide. A couple of good ones out there this game. And again, serves his way out of trouble, does Istomin.
First game, second
Let's see the highlights of the first set. The majority were coming off the racket of Istomin. He's the man that hit more winners.
Well, you know, the character of Lleyton Hewitt is to be quite safe a lot of the time. You know, when it's close, he can go into his shell a bit and just play the ball not to miss a little bit too much. And it's a bit dangerous against a big hitter, because if you don't penetrate and keep the opponent off balance, if he gets set, Istomin, he's dangerous. So I just hope that Lleyton can step it up a little bit and be a bit more aggressive.
Okay, first set.
Because when a player's not rushed, you know, then they're dangerous. Any of these modern players, if they get into position, they all hit the ball well. And generally speaking, there's a lot of power, big levers there for Istomin. He can create a lot of racket head speed. So what you want is to have him off balance if you can.
15 love.
Good play. And very, very highly credentialed volleyer is Lleyton Hewitt. Underrated, I think. And there's another case in point. And he doesn't go down the line with the backhand two-handed too often. He usually does it when he's confident, but this is a shot he wouldn't normally go for. But once he makes it, the point's really his. So that's the type of aggression I hope he shows now. I don't mind him going for that. He'll miss a few, but I think it's the right ball to hit and get in down the line. If he gets one volley, he'd probably win the point. Call that a good miss.
Denis Istomin is challenging a call on the left far side line. Ball was bowling. Return, second serve.
Real deceleration on that particular forehand.
You know, it can be. It's easy to sit here and say accelerate more, but it's also a confidence thing. You know, quite often, you know, if you're feeling for the ball and hoping it's going to go in a little bit, you might decelerate. You've got to be confident to go after it. Big body serve.
14.
He's starting to wait for that a little bit, though, Istomin. The second ball on that first court from Hewitt into the body, and he's just trying to give himself a little bit of room, I think, and that might be dangerous, but so far it's working for Lleyton.
Talking about Lleyton's ranking, Fitzy, he's currently ranked 83 in the world, but
one game.
To put that into perspective for you is that only 7 tournaments he has ranking points in. Now, you know, the tour takes you best 14 to 18 tournaments, so every tournament now that he continues to get points in, like he has here this week, his ranking's going to go up. So 83 in the world, there's not many players ranked in that area that have so few tournaments that count, and that's what's impressive about that.
Yeah, you divide by 12. So
I think it's more than that now.
So it's an indication, though, of that he's been injured. He hasn't played enough, and you know, if he could get more tournaments up,
15
and you divide by that number your aggregate amount of points, and he would have a higher ranking, no doubt.
Majority of those points are at the Australian Open, where he reached a round of 16 last year.
Well, the problem there is he's defending those points now. So when you replace them with the next Australian Open, the old points go off, the new ones go onto the computer, and your ranking is adjusted accordingly.
4-11.
So it's a 12-month cycle.
6th ace for Istomin.
Well, as great as this was, good control from both players. This is the type of point you want to happen at deuce, isn't it? Not when you're 40-love down against the Istomin serve, but pretty good movement from the big fella. Getting across there, and Lleyton, as always, great racket control.
Istomin.
So a pretty comfortable service game for Istomin. He leads by a set and 2-1.
Istomin leads 2-1. Time.
Lleyton Hewitt coming out to serve, trailing 1-2 in the second. Service percentages of Hewitt just starting to drop a little, down to 56% now. Istomin serving well at 65%.
Well, is that a sign of confidence there? He could have smashed that ball, surely.
Love 15.
I thought Istomin let him off early in that rally. He had the upper hand and was a bit casual early, but Lleyton got himself back in the point.
Well, he set it up perfectly. That was a great shot.
Yeah.
This definitely could have been an overhead. It was well in, and it wasn't a fast lob. Oh, that's 2 times. And he'll be frustrated because he's had both those points sitting on his racket. Hesitated on both. Sun just starting to make its way across the court here. It's sneaking down below the level of the roof line.
There's not good signs here.
Well, it's love 40.
Yeah.
3 break chances for...
Love 40.
But he's really been passive, Lleyton, here. You know, it's as if he's just getting the ball into play. There's no fire there, and this game's just gone along too easily, I think, in Istomin's favour. It's a worry. Love 40.
15-14.
Good time for an ace. Third one.
Well, he deserved that point, did Lleyton Hewitt. That's controlled hitting. I mean, he's not hitting the ball hard enough to hit Istomin off the court. He had to really structure a point there. And he used the backhand down the line really well. Gee, it's tough to win a point, though.
Long rally. Longest of the match.
Keep in mind, that was to save a break point. There's one more.
Well done.
Gee, that's a big comeback.
He's going to have to draw on past memories, his fighting qualities, and the times that he's played Istomin in the past, the head-to-heads in Lleyton's favour. Both of those matches were tough. 1 in 4 at the Australian Open back in 2008, and more recently at the French. That one went 5 sets. That was in 2010. And watch that one at Roland Garros. Lleyton was in trouble that day.
Advantage Istomin.
All the hard work and then a quick freebie again.
Yeah, he's talking about the wind in there, though, and he says it's swirling the wind. And
he's normally a great player in the wind.
He is.
Won his US Opens in hugely difficult windy conditions.
Well, why would you expect anything different than Lleyton Hewitt playing his best tennis when his back's to the wall? We actually like that one. That was, you know, the 4 points here he saved break points on have been 4 of his best points in a long time. Well, in this match, anyway, I mean. Good effort.
He just needs to squeak through a game like this, doesn't he? Try to change the momentum, get a bit of pressure.
Advantage Hewitt.
On Istomin. Istomin, he doesn't crack, but he can give you a few free balls now and again. Oh, that's great. That's a big forehand on the run.
Huge. Istomin will be thinking, why didn't I hit that a few points ago on break point? Just decides to finish the point one way or the other there.
Fanatics revving up the crowd.
Oh, great anticipation. So not only can he anticipate well, he always has the presence of mind to take the speed off the volley at the end here. Great control. He nearly got into trouble with that let cord, but picks the right way, and that's just beautiful control. Simple. Racket head behind the flight. Good effort.
Hewitt.
That's a huge hole for Lleyton Hewitt. It's 2-all
New
in the
balls,
second.
please.
We talked a lot about Lleyton's serve and the 3 points that Istomin has been getting on
Two
serve. I want
games
you to have a
on.
look at this split screen here of the serving techniques. If you take a look at Lleyton's racket when it gets to the top of the swing, the racket face opens towards the sky compared to Istomin's, which is a closed face all the way. And what that does is it makes it very difficult for Lleyton to get a kick serve and get a high trajectory over the net, and that's why he goes with the sliding ball out to the forehand court a lot of the time. And another reason why the percentage is low. One of the reasons why on clay it's been tougher for him to have as much success. He doesn't have a kick serve. So technically, if you were starting again, you'd try to get that part of the Hewitt service action a lot better. But the problem was when he's coming along as a youngster, he was winning tournaments and he was comfortable.
Love 15.
He doesn't like much change, Lleyton.
Well, everyone's different. We all have our idiosyncrasies, don't we? And our techniques are all different. You know, a lot of coaches would say you keep your knuckles up. So but with your knuckles up to the sky, you keep the face of the racket closed during the backswing, where he lays his wrist back and the face of the racket opens up a little bit. So you're right, it creates less topspin. He does it on the smash too. Probably more so on the smash, I think. It's just that he's got such control. He knows where the racket face is. He times the ball so well.
Things just changing momentarily on that raft arena. He knows he's had a chance. Could have been up a set and a break. At love 40 in that previous game, Istomin. So the pressure turning.
15-13.
Nice way to halt that momentum with an ace, 8th one of the match.
All.
30. Well, this will be interesting if Lleyton wins both of these games. They're both close. Held his own serve.
30-40.
Sure does. Got the break. 3-2, second set.
Hewitt leads 3-2. Time.
Take a look at those reactions. Lleyton Hewitt, the
Thank
trademark fist pump going
Yes,
through
already.
his
Thank
corner. Tony Roach
Thank you.
reciprocates with some positivity.
Love 15.
Take that.
Well, that was the long lever that you're talking about. That was a good serve. It was cutting wide. It was outside the court. And then all of a sudden the arm, go gadget, just pops out and whacks a winner.
It does, but it was only a slow one. A bit easy to get to those slow ones. Uh-oh.
Love 30.
Bit awkward now, the sun too. It's just starting to, it'll cause some problems over the next 30 minutes, you'd think.
Great crowd here again today. Fans coming out. And supporting the Brisbane International. Every year it's just getting bigger and better.
Second serve.
Got a good temperament though, Denis Istomin. He doesn't get particularly rattled. I've never seen him explode, bounce a racket. That's about as much of emotion as you'll get out of him.
$15.40. $15.40.
Had to come back from lum 40 the previous service game, Hewitt.
$30.40.
Oh,
Game.
Istomin, great effort from him.
Games all.
He gets the break back. We're level again at 3-all.
Yeah, Lleyton likes the speed, doesn't he? Coming onto the racket a bit more to help him generate his own speed, using the speed of the opposition. And that one was just slow, no pace, low to the forehand, and it's probably where he's a bit vulnerable.
Thank you. Love 15.
You know, I don't think Lleyton was talking about the wind. I don't think it's a bad thing if it gets breezy out there for him. I think that's a bit to his advantage. Saying,
15 all.
just struggling through that last ball. That ball coming right through the centre of the shadow. So you can't see. Came out of Hewitt's mouth. Not a bad tactic to keep hitting it along that line as it travels through the court over the next 5 to 7 minutes or so till it gets across altogether. Yeah, right through the centre, right there.
15-30. Let for service. Thirty all. Forty, 30.
Just drifting wide.
Game. Istomin.
So strong Istomin. He leads by a set and 4-3 in the second.
Istomin leads 4 games to 3. Time.
Many times have we seen Lleyton go through that routine at courtside. He's so routine driven. And he finds himself in a really tough battle here, Fitzy. These are important moments. This service game coming now. It's going to be tough serving through that line of shadow and sun.
Thank you.
The last 10 minutes have been disappointing, though. He fought hard to hold serve and then break, and then it just seemed to drift off there.
Love 15.
Well, this ball punished. Dropped too short inside the service line.
Oh, it's dangerous, isn't it, when he runs at the forehand?
Love 13.
Rallying here with Istomin is not enough. When he gets the opportunity, you can just rally with him. If he's not under pressure, he can do that. Well, that's better. More aggressive. Looks set up by the serve, but it's good to see the following the two-hander in there.
15-13.
And the conventional smash that time.
I think there's a tiny bit of safety in Istomin's game too. The last 10 or 15 minutes, apart from the two first points in this game where he unleashed his ground, he's playing a little bit safer, I think, than he was earlier. There was nothing, no reason for him to miss that shot.
Yeah, no luck.
30-14.
This select court just set up an easy pass for Istomin. Here was the approach shot.
Yeah, he just didn't get enough on it, did he?
So Hewitt finds himself down another break point.
Mr. Hewitt is challenging a call on a left base.
Well,
for his sake, let's hope so.
Yeah, and he only just challenged that quickly enough. He had hit the ball, but it's like a reflex action. He thought it was going along through the air. He's right, just.
Call overturned. Deuce.
Gee, that was wasn't match point, but it was almost.
He just wouldn't force himself into the net there. The two times Hewitt could have got through.
Advantage.
Both times Istomin was on full stretch and couldn't hit the ripping shot that we'd seen earlier in this game. And he would have had a volley, and instead Istomin is the one that gets into the forecourt and rips the backhand winner. Another break point for him.
He just can't put him away, can he?
Yes.
He hit some good second serves out of that second court today.
Advantage Hewitt.
Yeah, Hewitt's on. Typical guts.
Four games on.
Like a dog with a bone, don't want to give it up.
Thank you.
Oh, gee, for a moment there, he was losing grip.
Let's first service.
I just wonder, though, Istomin hasn't been quite good enough to put him away. He's had the opportunity.
Yep.
$15 left. Let's for service.
Gee, that's great direction, isn't it? Those two backhands down the line were perfect.
30 left.
He's got Hewitt
40
doing
left.
so much work. Istomin covering every inch of the baseline, backward and forward. Last couple of minutes, Hewitt's having to really use the wheels.
Mr. Hewitt is challenging a call on the left far sideline. All was calling.
And it was
Stands, game.
flush on the
Istomin.
line, so Istomin holds to love, and he leads 5-4 second set.
Istomin leads 5-4. Mr. Hewitt has 2 challenges remaining. Time.
Crucial stages of the second set now for Australia's Lleyton Hewitt against Denis Istomin of Uzbekistan. Istomin got the benefit of serving first throughout this set. He can now freewheel it a little in these first couple of points and take it to Hewitt. Hewitt's been struggling on serve, been fighting hard.
$15 left. 30 left.
Well, if Lleyton drops the ball short against Istomin, he'll be in trouble
15.
here. It's much easier to hit the ball when it's at the top of the apex. You notice when he gets the ball really deep and causes Istomin to half volley at times, that's where he'll draw more errors. But he's pretty flexible for a big guy, isn't he?
Yeah, good move. You've seen him do the splits, the sliding splits a few times in this match through the baseline. An easy move for a big man to do. For a small one, in fact.
No, good serve. Well, he's just trying to hang on here, get to the breaker maybe, and find some adrenaline.
14,
that might
15.
carry him through in the early stages of the third if he can get it.
You'd relate to this, Fitzy, the fact that the big men today are all such great movers. The big men in your time and in my time, you could actually expose the movement.
Game, Hewitt.
That's a better service game.
It was.
Five games hold.
He looks pretty relaxed though, Istomin. He's just outside our commentary box here and looks very relaxed, calm. No stress showing.
Thank you.
That's his mum and his coach.
$15 left. So he
really likes to set a point up to be able to get that backhand to rip down through the line. He's so tall, he seems to be able to still hit it flat and get net clearance easily. But that's the point he tries to structure.
Well, it helps too if the ball comes short from the opposition because then it bounces up beautifully in the hitting zone. Gives him that margin over the high part of the net. First time he seems to have been affected by the sun there.
30-15.
Well, I guess you go back to what you know best. Refuse to miss.
30 all.
And tough it out.
Done. Gee, that was a great dig off that first serve.
Yeah.
That's a strength of Hewitt's. He's a great returner, and throughout the stages of this match,
30-14.
he hasn't been able to get as many back as we're used to seeing. So that big point there gives him a break point.
So you gave him an opportunity. He couldn't get into position, Istomin, to put that ball away. That should have been an easy slam dunk. He just struggled to get into position here. He's a bit slow, can't get the angle right. And probably a ball Lleyton would normally make, I would think.
Good tennis from Istomin.
Advantage.
He's bounced back well too when he's been under pressure.
Istomin.
He saves a break point. Istomin. Hewitt still in trouble. 6-5, second set.
Istomin leads 6 games to 5. Time. Thank you. Mr. Istomin is challenging a call on the left, far side line. The wall was called out.
Big point this, isn't it? Yeah, catches the line, and not a good start from Lleyton's point of view. Gee, great forehand from Istomin, though. Sort of a 2-point swing, isn't it, when that happens?
Let for service.
A little bit tense.
Yeah, there was
15 on.
that hint of.
Choke?
I wouldn't go that far, no, but a hint of little apprehension in the stroke.
Yeah,
Certainly didn't go through it as he has been.
No, and it was an easy ball too.
He's thinking about it. You can sense.
That's understandable.
The first
30-15.
First time really noticed him looking over into the corner of the court where his mum and / coach is.
Well, it's hard to put guys away. You know, you get into a winning position, you think about the result.
Let's for service. 30 all.
No hesitation there. Rips the forehand into the corner, follows in with a big drive volley and Fitzy match point.
30-14.
Oh, gutsy play. What a great eye at the end too. You'd expect that, but it was the backhand down the line there. The third to last shot in that rally that took guts was that one. And that sets him up. So he saves the match point with that play.
Oh, he's missed that. My goodness.
Wow. Advantage Istomin.
He had the whole court more or less to hit into. Istomin committed to the left here. He takes off. Look at him go.
I don't know. He was there at the top of the bounce. It just seemed like he prepared a fraction late.
Thank you.
Second match point for Istomin.
Game, set match, Istomin. 2 sets to love, 7-5, 7-5.
Full credit to Denis Istomin. He had some opportunities, didn't quite get it done. But gives a round of applause to the crowd for this.